Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to reach out and say a massive, unbelievable thank you to all the staff at the NHS and the Royal Marsden hospitals. You're doing extraordinary work. You do all the time, and now in conditions which are unimaginably difficult. I've been so proud of my association with you, to be able to help where I have, because of what you do under the normal strains and duresses of the kind of care, professionalism, humanity and selfless public service that you always display and perform. Yeah, I'm very inspired by your real heroism. I can't imagine how difficult things are right there. I know a little bit because of my sister, but look, I wanted to say we owe you a huge debt of gratitude, and I'm sorry it's taken a crisis like this for you to hear it loudly. But from the bottom of my heart, for everything you've ever done for me, for my family, for my friends, for everything you're doing for the UK, for the public, for fans, for people I've never met, never will, I can't thank you enough. That's all this is. It's just to say thank you. Thank you. At home, April the 10th, 2020. Dear friends, hello. I really hope that this letter finds you in good spirits as we navigate our way through this truly surreal crisis where upheaval and uncertainty are daily realities. But so, thankfully, is the totally inspiring self-sacrifice, togetherness, courage, generosity and camaraderie that people are exhibiting. And we at Letters Live are looking for a way to celebrate that through our favourite medium of the letter. So since 2013 or 2013, depending on the reader's choice, we at Letters Live have been inviting performers from all disciplines, journalism, writers, actors, directors, to bring letters to life in memorable venues around the world. That ain't happening at the moment. But with our Read a Letter campaign, we're opening the stage wider than ever before to include you, the world. We want to hear from you. We want to hear you read letters. They can be letters to the heroes on the front line. They can be letters to relatives in need. They can be letters to strangers who have stepped up and made a difference. They could be letters to neighbouring families or streets or towns or countries. They could be letters to teachers, to their isolated pupils, or to the parents who now find themselves homeschooling. They can be letters to those in power, letters to a population crying out for words of comfort. You could record yourself reading an important letter you have always wanted to send, or a cherished letter you once received. It could be a favourite letter of yours that offers hope in our current crisis, or a prescient warning too important to be ignored. It may simply be a favourite of yours that will help to brighten everyone's day. And I'm obliged to say that if you're not reading your own letter, please do ask the letter writer's permission. So all you need to do is this: film yourself reading a letter, use your phone just as I am in portrait mode. If you're camera shy, quite understand it, even though my day job would say otherwise. Point your phone at something else while you read. It could be the letter itself, the view from your window, your adorable dog. Before you read the letter, tell us who it's to and who it's from, and if you can, tell us why you have chosen it. Post the video to Twitter or Instagram or whichever corner of the internet you frequent. Remembering to include the hashtag read a letter and tag @LettersLive so that we can then share your reading. Okay, alternatively, if you don't use social media, then you can send the clip to read@letterslive.com so we can share the letter for you. Spread the word by nominating another person to write a letter. That's it. It's really that simple. Thank you in advance for taking part. And all that remains for me to write and read is stay connected, stay safe, stay at home. All our very best, Benedict and the entire Letters Live family. Hello to everyone in the MG family. I just wanted to reach out and send you all my best wishes and love, and know that I'm thinking about all of you in India during these troubling times. Like you, I'm observing the social distancing and the isolation and staying indoors to keep all of us safe, our elderly, our families, our loved ones, our friends. And it's hard, the separation's hard, and the whole circumstance. And I can't imagine how hard it must be in certain conditions in India, especially. But I guess it's really important that we all do this, every single one of us, as we're all in this together. And I just wanted to reach out and say I'm thinking of you in these difficult times, and I hope to speak to you all in happier times. All my love.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, and joining us is Edward Norton, his friend. How do you guys know each other, Ed?
We met at a wedding at a bar. You know what it was I was starting to train for American History X, and I asked Arnold said he said, you know, you look good, you look trim, and I said, well, I said I'm actually trying to put on some size, so maybe you could give me some advice. And he asked me to break down my workout, so I was pretty proud. You know, I was slinging a lot of steel back then, and I told him my whole workout, and he goes, yeah, that's pretty good. You're doing 2 a day? And I said, no, just once a day. And he goes, well, that's pretty good.
You guys have teamed up to launch the Frontline Responders Fund. Tell us about that and how we can get involved.
Well, I have 2 really dear friends. One of my really great pals from college, Dr. Howard Greller, is one of the senior ER doctors at St. Barnabas in the Bronx, and my friend Dr. Allie Wolf is at Scripps in San Diego. They're both in the ER. I've been very, very anxious, you know, sitting at home and knowing that really good friends of mine are on a daily basis going into these incredibly intense frontline situations. I've been worried about their health, and we were all hearing about this critical shortage of gear to protect the doctors, and the people who were finding the masks and buying the equipment. That was one thing, but in some cases there were these enormous delays in getting the equipment from where they were finding it, like China especially. And so I started working with this great organization, Flexport, that is basically procuring planes, big cargo planes, at a huge discount, and we built a fund to underwrite the cost of flying these big cargo flights for all of the hospitals and all of the nonprofits and all the donors who are finding masks, to try to uncork the delays. So we've been working on trying to get the delays down from a month or 6 weeks to like a couple of days in the turnaround on these orders. And Arnold, you know, launched this for us. He gave us $1 million right out of the gate, which underwrote 8 flights right off the bat, and he helped me launch this fund. And over 20,000 people have kicked in almost $7.5 million bucks, and
Wow.
flying these flights. We've moved almost 8.5 million units of the protective gear for various people who are buying them, and our goal is to get to 10 million, because frankly, we've got requests from the people buying the masks and the hospitals to help them with more than double what we've done. So, you know, Arnold and I were talking about it, and one of the things he said really struck me was, a lot of times people get out, you know, people like us, we get out there, we say, hey, everybody pitch in. But a lot of times we don't go back to people and say, hey, this is working. It's actually working. You know, a couple thousand people doing $20 each, that moves about 1 million units of these masks, and this is actually working. We're making this work. We're moving a lot of the gear very fast, and we really need more. So we did want to say to people, it has made a difference, and don't stop. We can double down on this all together and keep making a difference.
How are you, Hugh?
I'm doing okay. We're hanging in there. Deb and I.
Debs is there. Debs has made an appearance right at the top of the segment. How are you, Debs?
A little appearance. There she is. Allegra, our dog, a little doggy. Yeah, no, we're doing all right. We're hanging in there, man.
How are you doing in this isolation period of our lives? What's getting you through the day? What sort of stuff are you up to?
Man, I'm dancing quite a lot in my living room, which appalls my 14-year-old. I am playing a lot of backgammon. I'm cooking.
I think a couple of days back, I suggested that anyone who wanted to have a few questions answered should step up. So here are some of the questions that came in. Copland, is it in or out of your comfort zone? Well, physically, it was definitely out of my comfort zone, but that's what the character was all about. He's hard of hearing. He had given up on himself, so he exactly wouldn't be a specimen. So that was good. But what was in my comfort zone, I like doing ensemble work. Rocky was an ensemble piece with all these really wonderful characters, so it was good. It was a good experience. But definitely tough to get that weight off. Anyway, what was it like working with Michael Rooker in Cliffhanger and Guardians 2? This guy's fantastic. Just committed to the part, fearless, has an incredible soul, very witty, and brave. He was doing things on Cliffhanger between takes of just sliding back and forth over a canyon. This is on his own for fun. In between takes, 4,000 feet straight down with just a simple cable like he was on in the film itself. So Michael is crazy great. How did the 3 seashells work in Demolition Man? Well, without getting too gross, imagine how chopsticks work and use your imagination from there. Oh, profound. Okay, this one may take a little thought. Why did you make it when 99% of actors fail to make a real living in the business? Whew. Well, it's solely not based on just pure talent. It's maybe a talent that's away from the business, meaning your mindset. If you took that mindset and applied it to most professions that you feel that you're really, capable of doing well, like driving, and you can will yourself into being a really excellent driver, race car, truck driver, whatever. So it isn't as though like I'm just a great driver. It's the determination that I'm preaching about. It's the blind ambition, the willingness to accept failure, grind it up, swallow it, and keep going. Not swallow it, throw up, and get sick and turn off all your aspirations and ambitions. It's just the opposite. I think I was determined. I know I was. I once did a painting. Next I'll show it to you. I did it in, God, I think it was 19. Whoa. Nice but bitter. Gosh. I think I did it around 1965. And I wasn't even Sylvester Stallone, which is my real name, but I was using a Christian name called Mike. And it's signed Mike at the bottom of the painting. And what it is this road. A single man holding a single suitcase, tattered coat, young, walking into a city. In the background, the city is an inferno. That represented the future. You're either going to go in there and succeed, or you're going to burst into flames and become dust. And as I'm going into the city, the road behind me is disintegrating, which represents there's no retreat. If you commit to this, it's do or die. This is a occupational suicide mission, let's say. And you either hit your target or there is no reverse. Like you're driving a car, there is no reverse. There's only one way in, and it's got to succeed or you crash and burn. So that is the way I felt about it. There was no retreat, there was no option, there was no exit door. So that's why I think a lot of actors have a very, very difficult time in making it. It's not the talent. There's so many talented people. I could go to a high school play and go, God, there's some really talented people here. It's when you walk off that stage and you walk onto the stage of professionalism, that's where it gets serious. It's one thing to watch a person, oh, that's a nice show. It's another thing for someone to pay you hard cash and they're going to put you through the ringer to prove that you deserve it. And you have to keep reinforcing yourself nonstop that you're the real deal, that you have something special. I'm not saying that, and I don't believe in it. Some actors are born character actors. That's what they do. They're chameleons. Actors like myself and other individuals, they're types. They make a statement. They walk into a room, you don't have to know anything about them, but you say, that guy looks like that kind of guy, period. He does not look like a librarian. Sylvester walks in the room, you're not going to ask him to help you with your income tax returns. No. You're going to say, that guy is unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. So I say be a specialist. If there's something, if you have a certain physical attribute, amplify it and ram it home. Aspiration, incubation, verification. Anyway, keep punching. Ciao. This morning I did a Q&A and I was talking about a picture named Inferno. And this painting is something I did a long time ago when I was called Mike Stallone. And it basically was my declaration to either make it or go up in flames. And this is how it is depicted, that as you go into this city of ambition, that everything around you disappears and there's no way out. There's only a way forward. So that's it. Since you requested it, you got it.